Hey guys, Justin here of Yugatech, and there's no doubt that Huawei is one of the leading companies when it comes to taking the lead in pushing 5G capabilities into their devices. Another one on the list is this Nova 7. Now, I know a lot of you still love the Nova 5T mainly because, well, it still has Google services, but let's see if this Nova 7 5G can top it off with its close to flagship offerings. Right from the get-go, the Nova 7 5G looks eye-catching and fun, but still deserves to be taken seriously with its premium 3D glass back, similar to the Nova 7 SE 5G. The unit we have is in the midsummer purple color with the Nova branding all over it, and there are also black and space silver options available. Like most phones nowadays, it changes colors when adjusting the device in different lighting. But since it has a glossy back, it's also prone to fingerprint and smudges. Then again, there's a jelly case included in the box to remedy that. Up front, we get a 6.53-inch OLED display with a punch-hole front camera on the upper left. You'll also find here its in-display fingerprint scanner. The left side is bare, while located on the right are its power button and volume rocker. They're tactile and easy to reach. Located on top are its secondary mic, 2 antenna bands, and an IR blaster. Now moving over to the bottom, we get a loudspeaker, primary microphone, Type-C port, and a dual nano SIM tray. Yep, no card slot in here, unfortunately. Flipping to its back, we get a protruding vertically placed quad rear cameras with its LED flash and more Nova branding. The Nova 7 5G feels comfortable to hold thanks to its sleek design. The double curved back gives it a good grip and it doesn't weigh that much at 180 grams. More on that vibrant display, as mentioned earlier, the Nova 7 5G sports a 6.53-inch Full HD Plus OLED full view display with a 2400 by 1080 pixels resolution. And as we would expect from an OLED panel, the screen looks vivid and punchy. It has excellent viewing angles and color reproduction, and I must say that it also has very good outdoor visibility. We get an always-on display feature, and you can also set different color modes and temperature to your liking in the settings. In case you want to hide its punch hole, there's an option in the settings to cover it with a black bar. Additionally, there's also the option to tone down the resolution to 720p if you want to consume less battery. As for audio, it's got excellent sound clarity and reasonably punchy bass. Its loudness is enough for casual listening. But if you want better audio quality, we suggest that you use an external Bluetooth speaker or hook up the earphones that come in the box, with the adapter of course. So the Nova 7 5G runs on Android 10, skinned with EMUI 10.1 out of the box. Like all the newer Huawei devices, the Nova 7 5G doesn't have Google mobile services, and it purely relies on Huawei mobile services instead. Although Huawei's app gallery now offers some of the most popular apps in the market, you still have to sideload some apps like Facebook and Netflix. But don't worry, sideloading apps are easy. However, without Google Play Store, it's hard to download native Google apps. So if you don't want that hassle, the browser should be alright for YouTube or Gmail and such. You may also download straight from your home screen with Huawei's Petal Search. Other features include dark mode, phone clone, Huawei Assistant, one-handed mode, and ride mode to name a few. It comes with some bloatware and Huawei's proprietary apps like Optimizer, Huawei Share, and Private Space. You can navigate using gestures, and there's an app drawer option in case you want one. You can take advantage of its IR blaster too, just download an app for it. As for performance, powering the Nova 7 5G is a high silicon Kirin 985 5G chip paired with the Mali G77 GPU, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of internal storage. With its beefed up internal specs, performance is buttery smooth. We did not encounter any lags or frame drops when playing graphically intensive games, and multitasking is also a breeze. For some numbers, we'll flash the benchmark scores now. Evidently, the results are just a little higher compared to the ones we got on the Nova 7 SE. For biometrics, the in-display fingerprint scanner works accurately and quickly most of the time. The placement is just a little odd since it's leaning more towards the bottom and not the middle of the display, so you have to adjust your finger lower. Meanwhile, the face unlock works rapidly and reliable too. As you all know by now, the Nova 7 is a 5G ready device. But take note that only the SIM 1 or primary SIM slot is available for 5G, while the secondary SIM is limited to 4G. Unfortunately, we haven't tested out the 5G connectivity yet since it's still not available in our area. But it's really an advantage to have this feature as 5G areas in the country are slowly expanding. As for its battery, the Nova 7 5G is equipped with a 4000 mAh capacity with Huawei's 40 watts supercharge. In the PC Mark battery test, the device managed to get 18 hours and 1 minute, while in our standard video loop test, wherein we loop a 1080p video with 50% brightness, 0% volume, and airplane mode turned on, the device yielded a total of 26 hours and 7 minutes. That should be enough for a whole day. Plus, charging the device takes an hour to an hour and a half from 0 to full 100. Alright, let's finally talk about cameras. Its quad-rear camera setup is composed of a 64-megapixel main, an 8-megapixel ultrawide, an 8-megapixel telephoto, and a 2-megapixel macro lens. Meanwhile, for selfies, you get a 32-megapixel that sits on its punch-hole camera. To get this out of the way, the camera app itself is easy to navigate and is packed with quirky features like AR lens, light painting, panorama, pro, moving picture, slow-mo, time-lapse, and stickers. Shots taken from the rear cameras look impressive. With the 64-megapixel lens, they look sharp and detailed without sacrificing color quality. Meanwhile, its standard mode gives a subtle depth effect with a good dynamic range, even when not using the portrait mode. Macro shots are good too with decent subject-background separation. The wide-angle lens is as good as the standard mode with a slight not too noticeable fisheye effect. You can also zoom in up to 20 times with the common Huawei feature of seeing where you're zooming in the camera app. As for low-light shots, its AI already brightens up scenarios yet still keeps shadows, but using its night mode on will boost the brightness further. On the other hand, selfies look great too and are well detailed. There's quite some skin smoothening going on, but nonetheless we like that the beauty mode isn't too harsh, that it doesn't make the subject look artificial. As for videos, the Nova 7 5G's front and rear cameras can shoot up to 4K in 30 frames per second, which is nice. It can also shoot in slow motion at 720p at 960 frames per second. And so far, we get decent quality footage with good stabilization. So now we're down to price. For 23,990 pesos, the Nova 7 5G is truly a more premium version of the Nova 7 SE 5G. It has better display quality with its OLED panel and now comes with an in-display fingerprint scanner that works well. Apart from that, the device's performance is excellent. You also get impressive cameras and battery life. So if you want the almost best all-around phone with 5G ready capability without breaking the bank too much and you can get past that lack of Google mobile services, then the Nova 7 is an excellent choice. It's more expensive by 4,000 pesos to the SE version, but the extra features, power, and storage seem to be worth it. But honestly, if you're on a tighter budget, the Nova 7 SE 5G is more than enough if you're choosing between the two. And that wraps up this review. How about you guys? What do you think of this Huawei Nova 7 5G? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit gigatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this is Justin, and don't forget to wash your hands and stay at home.